What? But wouldn't you not want to show up and stunt a little and be like,
You see,
"Hey, girl,
I don't have that type of
how you
ego.
doing?"
Something, schooling bitches. Michael.
Bitches can't read me because they lost their library cards, Danny.
Or should it be bitches can't read me because bitch is illiterate?
Michael. Oh! Because you are what? Illiterate. Now
Lacking
that
substance.
is what you call reading. Ooh, not the substance. Now listen.
Oh,
Because me
speaking
and
of
Michael.
substance, have you been watching The Housewives of Potomac?
You know, you keep bringing it up, and I only watch it when you bring it up. That's the only time I actually like. Otherwise, listen, I've been watching Squid Games.
Oh, have you finished it? Have you finished it?
No, I've not finished it. Have
Okay,
you
I
finished
can't.
it?
I did. Once I started, I had to go all the way through. I couldn't stop and be like, let me pick up here. I had to just watch it all the way through because I was captivated. And I will say this, it's not the best thing I've ever watched in my life. And I generally don't go for dubbed movies or dubbed whatever.
Like
Because
series.
I don't have that patience. And if it's dubbed and it feels like it's dubbed, I'm like, I don't care. Because I even tried to watch Money Heist. I couldn't really get into it that much. It's good, but the
Yeah,
dumbness of it all takes me out of the fantasy. But with Squid Game,
agreed. Agreed.
I was okay with it.
Because you know what? It's become a real viral, sensational thing, and it's huge now. It's
It's
funny because
on
you
its
put
way
money.
to become the most watched Netflix show of all time, beating
Oh my
out
God,
um,
so good.
Bridgerton and all these other shows. Like, it's people are obsessed.
It is. It's so good. It's so authentic. The storytelling so far from where I'm up to. Because spoiler alert, alert.
Alert!
I was
Alert! Alert!
alert. I got up to the part where they're with the sugar cookie. That sugar cookie part with the shapes. You know the shapes where they had to cut out the shapes.
Oh yes, 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 yes.
Child, that man, his friend, his so-called friend, is in it for himself. I already can see where this is gonna go because he knew what the game was and let the man go pick the umbrella, the hardest shape to carve out. That was shady boots. But with the voiceover dub thing, I watch a show called Elite, and I watch it with the voiceover dub, and it's kind of it doesn't match sometimes, but I'm really into it. Like this is
I
worth
tried to watch
watching.
Elite and I couldn't because of the dubbing.
Oh, it's so good. But Squid Games, it's worth watching. If you haven't watched, anybody listening right now, I advise you
I
after
wish
this
you had
pod
finished it
to
because
watch.
then we could have like really talked about it. But I
You know
didn't
what's
want to
crazy?
spoil anything for you.
No, you don't need to spoil it because people already spoiled it all on the internet. So I already know what happens. So we can
That's
talk.
why. That's why when I binge something, I have to binge it. I can't
Yeah.
watch a part now and watch a part a week later, because the internet's gonna tell me what happened and then I'm gonna be pissed. Even with like Drag Race and stuff, if because I react to what's going on.
Mm-hmm. I love your Drag Race reviews. Oh,
Thank you.
that's how we met, child.
I don't go online at all. Like I stay off of Twitter, stay off of Instagram, stay off of Google. I don't want to see anything because I know someone's gonna spoil it.
Like with All Star 6, like the minute the episode came out, people skipped to the end. It was all over the internet, you know. And I was like, oh my God, like people just couldn't wait. But yeah, it like Squid Game's so good. I mean, the old man genius. He is pivotal to the story. He is very, and it's funny because it gets me emotional. I'm like, wow, this is interesting, and I'd be sending you gifts.
There
And
was
stuff.
one moment there when I was like, "Oh my god!" I remember watching it with Curly, and I looked at him and I was like, "You know, I don't get emotional." And I was like,
You almost
"This
cried,
moment,
right?
I'm like, this moment hurt me. This moment hurt me
Is
watching
it the
it."
moment with the marbles?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my god. And Marbles was like one of my favorite games as a kid to play.
Mm-hmm.
But
Mine too. I
watching
had so
that,
many.
I'm like, now I don't even want to see a marble come on top, a tile, nothing. If a friend comes up to me and mentions marble, I'm gonna be like, cut it. We're done. We're not friends no more. Don't talk to me. I
It's
don't
funny.
trust you. I
It's
don't trust
right.
you.
Oh, with the rocks too? It was a setup. I saw it on Twitter. Somebody posted it and spoiled it for me, like the marble game. And Michael, I cried. I cried when the old man gave him the marble and was like, he knew what he was doing the whole time.
That part didn't make me sad. The other part made me sad.
Mm-hmm.
With our
Well,
little
the part,
with our I don't want to spoil anything for you.
Michael, I'm pretty sure I already know.
But I thought you watched it. Okay, the part with the rocks and the Indian guy.
Yes, that was
when he was searching for his friend and like calling out for him, and he left and like cheated him. I was like, no. But I knew this guy was a bad news. I just knew it.
From the minute with the freaking sugar cookie, that right there was telling. Because he asked him, do you know what the game is? He was like, no, but I'm going to take the triangle. Once he said that, I read people. I would have knew something was up, and I'd be like, we all picking the triangle too, if that's the case. Because he you could tell there was a moment of judgment that he had when he stopped him for a second and said, wait. And he was like, never mind. I let him go for the umbrella. He smiled and walked away. That like broke my heart a little bit. I was like, dang. And then one of the girls who snuck in the cigarettes with putting the thing up her vagina, that took me out. That took me out. I was like, this show is so good.
This girl had me screaming and hollering.
Oh my God.
When she went into the bathroom and took that whole condom out of her with the little pouch with the cigarette and everything, I was like, when did they not have her bend over and cough? Like, I guess there were no cavity searches.
I mean, they were sleeping. But even with them sleeping, the main girl who I love her, she's badass. When she covered her nose and she went like this to be awake the whole time, hit the knife in the guy's pocket when they dressed them to get
she's
out.
Really smart. She's been getting like 1 million followers every day.
Oh, she's
on her Instagram. Like, she's blowing up.
Oh, this show did wonders for so many people's careers. And it is, oh my God, it's funny because I like the storytelling mostly because you see different walks of life and they're all going through debt right now, but they all have different personality types and how they play the game because it reflects like real people in real life. Like some people are in it for greed, some people are in it.
In the situation, like what character would you say you are?
The winner. No, okay, honestly.
As a personality type, I don't like him.
He
pissed me off the entire show.
But you know what?
In the end, I wanted to grab him and smack him. I was like,
but you know what? Like, if you rank these characters, he knew ahead of time that there was going to be one person to win. Let's be real, because they said it with the money. Anytime somebody dies, it's more money in the vault, in the piggy bank. And oh my God, the set was beautiful. It was striking. The sets on this show, amazing. But like, if you rank these characters, he was like on the genius level because he knew what he had to do. So I give him props for that. But in terms of character, I don't
see that.
All right, put yourself in the shoes. All right, so put yourself in his shoes. Right, we're going into this game. Right, so let's say you and I are in this game. Right. We have to be strategists. We have to be aware of.
You probably haven't watched everything because you say you haven't watched it all. He's not a good strategist. Yeah. He made it to the end because of dumb luck. Period. He was not the strategist. The one who you hate, he was a strategist.
That's the one I'm talking about.
He didn't win, girl. What I'm talking about.
No, I would say I'm the winner, and I was joking. That was a joke, y'all. For those of y'all listening, that was a joke. I was joking. I was talking about the guy with who exchanged with the rocks. He was a genius. He was a strategist. The winner, yeah, that was pure luck. Like that was straight up luck. Like he lucked out on a lot of it. But you know what? He had some smarts too, because him licking that cookie really was a game changer because he could have died. So there was an element of luck and strategy there. But with that being said, I probably would be, I would probably be the girl. I would probably be the girl. I would be the girl. And the only reason why I'm saying I would be the girl is because I'm very, very, listen, I'm as innocent as a dove.
Yeah, we know.
And I'm as a slide
strategic,
snake.
all of that.
Yeah. But she was very aware. Who would you be? He said. Yeah, girl.
Who the hell would I be? I would probably be the guy that everyone hates. Yeah.
Oh, we know who the hell we gotta push in front of the red light, green light. Be like, how well do you think you would have done if you were actually in the game?
I would have done well in the first game, red light, green light, whatever. I can get
Mm-hmm.
there. Um, what was the second game?
The second game was the sugar cookie.
I would have done well with that. That was not that difficult. Um,
Even if you had the umbrella, if you chosen the umbrella. Okay, let's do
yeah,
this. If you
I've done a lot of stuff like that, and I'm very steady with my hand. I would have been fine with it. I'm sure of
mm.
it. Even if I
So
got
what
the
shape would you have
umbrella.
chosen?
Oh, I would have chosen the triangle. It's the easiest shape because it has just three straight sides. A circle, it's two. The curvatures of it would be a little bit difficult.
Yeah.
But yeah, I feel like I would have done pretty well. I would have done well to the point where we had to jump across the freaking glass. That's where I would have died because I'm afraid of
Ooh.
heights. But
Mm.
even when we are in the rooms and we have to like kill each other for survival, I'm good. I'm good. I'll climb up on the top of a bed like the old man did. I'll survive the night. But jumping across glass in the like dead of night darkness,
Mm-hmm.
I'd have probably died.
Yeah, but
But
also
yeah,
depending
y'all need
on
to
your
go
placement.
and
So I
yeah,
get it.
y'all need to go watch a Squid Game. It's a really good show. It's a very popular show,
Really, really good.
and you'll enjoy it. I mean, it's very popular, so it has something in there for everyone. Speaking of
Definitely.
very popular, have you seen Adele on the cover of Vogue Britain and Vogue America?
Oh my God, I did not know Adele made the cover. Congrats, girl. I have not seen it. Usually
You're
you send
joking.
things, I
I
swear,
thought you
usually you
saw
like
it. It's
send things.
everywhere.
No, I haven't seen. Listen, I'm a busy guy, so, so you know, I haven't seen it. Only thing I seen from Adele was like she was promoting an upcoming song, I believe. That's the only thing I seen. But explain me to. Oh my
So
God, congrats Adele! Like a cover
she looked
for
beautiful.
wow.
She looked beautiful. She's always had this amazing face, and now that she's a
Mm-hmm.
little slimmer, her features
Mm-hmm.
are more prominent, and the body is bodying. The titties are tittying. The hair
Body
is
bodying, I love
always
it.
the hair is always flowing. So gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous photos. What are you expecting from this new album?
Sadness, because Adele is good for making everybody get into their
The
feels,
minute
y'all.
I saw that she was coming out with a new album, I said, I guess it's time for me to cry.
Yeah, finally, finally. But yes, it has happened to me. But yeah, no, Adele. I'm expecting a lot from Adele. I've been saying this for years since she first came out. Her and Sam Smith need to do a collaboration because that would be so beautiful. I think both of their voices are so unique. Also, I would love to see a
Maybe.
collab. I would love to see a collab between Adele and Jennifer Hudson.
No,
That would be.
I don't see
You
it.
don't think so?
I
You don't
don't
see it?
I don't need that.
What? Well, I
Adele
need.
Jennifer's voice is good. It's great even, but Jennifer's voice is of a different time. If you get what I'm
Come on,
saying.
RESBCT.
Jennifer's voice was like it's one of those big church loud voices that
Mm-hmm.
lends itself very beautifully to
Mm-hmm.
a time that's passed.
Yes.
Jennifer would have been good with Aretha and Patti LaBelle and those big ballad singers. Adele is a
Mm.
good ballad singer, of course, but Adele's tone and her songs, it still lends itself more to popular music, and it's not
Yes.
as gospely as Jennifer's. So I don't know. The tonalities of them both are very different, and
Mm.
I've heard Jennifer sing Adele songs before, and it's very Jennifer-fied. You know what I mean? It's like, "Ah," and I
Yeah.
love all of that. I love all of that, but I just don't see their voices being well together.
Come on. Let me find out you sing.
I'm
but
just
but
saying.
but I would like more collabs on her album. I would like to
I
see more
would.
collabs because
I
this
would
is now
like
her
to
third
see
album.
her collab with just like a Rihanna or a Beyonce, just to give her something different because she doesn't really do
Mm.
collabs on her albums.
No, she does it. I don't think there's one song that she has a collab on from either album. Granted, these are amazing songs that
And
she
you know
has
what? I
created,
respect her for
but I
that.
would love to.
Sometimes when you're doing an
Mm-hmm.
album, you just need to do you. Not every album needs
Yeah.
20 other people on it. Like, if you're a singer and you just want to tell your story, tell your story. You don't need anyone else's input. So I'm totally fine with her not collabing with anyone for the album. But if she wants to do a single with other people, sure.
Mm.
If she wants to do an album with a
Yeah.
bunch of collaborations, do that too. All I know is I'm excited for it. I know it's going to be good. I know it's going to be
Yes,
something
her
I can
voice is
sing
amazing.
along to. Her voice is
Yeah,
what?
her voice is amazing.
You know what?
Oh,
Not to be like a hater or anything, but Adele has a good voice, but people really hype it up to make it sound like it's one of the best voices of our time, and it's not.
those are fighting words, Michael. Oh my God, I'm just so
I
what?
know, don't let the Adele stands drag me, but oh well.
Get over here, drag it back. No, stop. No, but I
Oh,
really
not
think
my
she has.
ponytail, let me go.
Hold on, go ahead. Ready. Pull it.
Ah.
But no, I honestly, her voice is a great voice. I think she has amazing range and tone to it. But so to Sam Smith,
Okay,
Smith has a great.
I sing and I love music and I'm hypercritical of
Oh,
singers.
oh, he's a
So,
songstress. He's a strong sis. Come on, let
but
me hear something. Let me hear something. Singer.
that's not what we're doing. But what
I,
I
I
want
didn't
to
hear.
say
I
is,
didn't hear.
you
Mary had a little glare.
you heard me sing that too much. Um, with Adele, she has a
Mm-hmm.
great tone. Her tone is beautiful, and tone to me
Very.
is just something you got or you don't. And everyone has
Mm-hmm.
tone. It's just like preference in what people like as for tones are,
Correct.
concerned. Her range, it's not as great as people make it seem because she
Mm.
caps at a certain point. She has a like 2.5 or maybe 3 octave range, maybe
Mm-hmm.
three, because once she gets up there, it starts to like. Once she gets up to like an E, you can tell she's straining. And
Mm.
that's not a read, that's just like a technical thing. Everyone's voice has a
Okay.
limit. Whitney Houston's voice has a limit. Beyonce's
Mm.
voice has a limit. Aretha's voice has a limit. A lot
That
of
is
people,
true.
their voices
That,
have a limit. They can go only up to a certain point with their higher range and their chest and their mixed voice, and they can only go so low. Not everyone's a Tony Braxton. Not everyone can go down there, and not everyone's a freaking Mariah Carey. Not
not
everyone can
Tony.
whistle. You know what I'm saying?
Not Tony.
So,
Not Tony, girl.
by the way, I think today when we're recording right now is Tony Braxton's birthday.
Oh, happy birthday, Tony. Woo
Happy
woo.
birthday, Michelle.
Ain't no man
Tony
for
Michelle
me.
Braxton. Okay, what you not gonna do? You gonna put some respect on her name, okay? I
I
can't
did put
believe her
respect on
and
her name. That's
Birdman
why I
are
went
still
low.
together. It's so wild that they're even a couple because they're like they seem so different, and
Mhm.
they've been together for years at this point. I love that.
Kudos to her. Like, girl, girl, that's an achievement on its own. Cause Doja said it best in one of her songs. Y'all go look it up. I ain't gotta say, you already know. But that's that on that.
Yeah, but I'm looking forward to Adele's album. All in all, she's a good singer, and
Yeah,
her music is very like it's transcendent. Everyone loves her music.
yeah,
Have you heard
definitely.
about Dave Chappelle's new special on Netflix? He gets a lot of specials on Netflix. He has like a some big old contract with them because he's always putting out a special.
Yeah, he making that money, child. He making that money.
I must be honest, he put out a special back in 2019, I want to say, or early 2020. I
Okay.
didn't live. Everyone was online talking about, oh my god, it's so funny, it's amazing. And I'm like, I love Dave Chappelle, and Dave Chappelle is really cool. But I personally didn't think his special was that funny. And I know as a black guy saying that about Dave Chappelle, people probably looking at me like I'm crazy, but I call a spade a spade.
All right. If it ain't funny, it ain't funny. Like the shit wasn't funny. I don't know why y'all gagging.
He
Like,
did make some commentary though in the special, which I thought was smart. And
mm,
sometimes when he would say these things, I'd be like, ah, cool, I get it. But it wasn't like I wasn't slapping my leg, I wasn't rolling on the floor. I
what was
was
the
just
comment?
like, it was just some commentary about the LGBTQIA plus community and saying like
Mm,
the white gays are driving and the lesbians are behind, and you have the black gays, and then you have the trans people in the back or whatever. It's like how the hierarchy of the queer community is set up, and that's not a lie. It's like
mm,
facts. He states a lot of facts in his
right.
comedy, which I appreciate. So when he talks about it in
Mm.
his special, I'm like, I get you. I know what you're talking about. I see you. We see each other. But
I see
is
you,
it
see me, see you. I gotta go check this
right?
out.
But is it funny though? I
This
don't
sounds like.
know.
I'll
But
give you my
this,
honest opinion when I watch,
oh yeah,
because you know
watch
me.
it
I
and
don't
tell me
put.
what you think. Because I love a comedy special. Um, Kevin Hart's comedy special, I was cracking up. Wanda Sykes, I watch Wanda Sykes all the time. She always has me cracking up.
That's a
Some
funny
more.
girl.
Do you know some more?
Some more is some more, bitch. Everybody knows some more. Because if
Some
you
of these young
don't,
kids
go look
probably
her
don't
up.
know, and some of these people that aren't like
Ugh.
in the community, they probably don't know. But Samora is hella funny. Love her.
I need a lot of this new generation to go back and really like do their homework, because they are so uneducated in pop culture. Like it's ridiculous to me.
Well, pop culture for them is like now. That was
And on
pop
that
culture for
note,
us.
nuts.
But yeah, what I wanted to mention about Dave Chappelle is that his comedy special now on Netflix, the new one, I haven't watched it yet, but I'm going to watch it so that I can see what I can hear what he said for myself and then be
Yes.
like, okay, I'm into it or I'm not. But the National Coalition for Black People something, they're doing a whole thing with Netflix and they're saying they want that special to be pulled from circulation because some of the language he uses in the special is damaging
What?
to trans people. And I was like, Dave Chappelle is a smart man. What has he said? What
For
did this
it to
man
be
go do?
offensive. You know what?
So
Here's my thing.
I'm gonna watch it and see what he said.
Right. Here's my thing. Comedy back then, right? They would make jokes about, our community a lot, which
Oh yeah,
some of them, yeah, they're funny, but it's offensive. There's a way to be funny and then borderline offensive. Because some people have some people who do comedy, some of their acts are offensive. That's what makes it funny. Like it's not for everyone. So like it's there's two sides to it.
there's two sides. I get what you're saying completely. Like back in the 80s, 90s, 70s, going all the way back, even early 2000s up to
Mhm.
2010, comedy was all about insulting and just
Very.
hyper magnifying stereotypes in different subcultures and all of that. And
Mm.
people would gag over it. But it's a different
Look.
time. And if you're alive today, you know better. So I
Hmm.
want to see what he said for
Right.
myself and see how
Yeah.
bad it is. Because sometimes I have to really go and look for myself because people be hella sensitive, and
Hmm.
some things that they
There.
call, what some things that people call phobic,
Mm.
it ain't really phobic, baby. Just because you're not pleased with a certain statement doesn't mean what the statement was phobic to your community. And I can
Okay.
say that as a black person and as a queer person. Not all the time when I hear people that I identify with screaming and hollering, I don't always agree with them because sometimes I'm like, girl, it ain't even that. That you're
Very
trying to
odd.
make it into something, it's really not that.
And
So
I
I'm
agree
gonna go
with that.
check it out. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna go check it out too. I'm gonna give you my honest thoughts and opinions on it,
So
and
for
I'm gonna be
now, I'm
very.
gonna take their word for it and say he did say something bad, but I'm gonna check it out to verify.
I gotta
um,
listen to that.
I want us to jump into our topic today. It's about teachers.
Wow, teachers. I love it. I
Yes,
love it.
teachers. We're gonna talk about some stuff, but first, I want to play a little game called Too Much Tan with Danny.
Oh, child, games. Listen, I love a good game. Now, if I'm gonna get eliminated at the end, please let me know. I ain't trying to die. I
The
ain't trying to
game is
die.
called Red Light, Green Light.
Oh, okay. Go ahead, go. I'm ready. If you say green
No,
light, red light.
I don't want you to die, Danny. No.
Not
Um,
on this good day.
we're gonna do Too Much Tan. I'm gonna ask you a bunch of questions about teachers and school and students and all that stuff related.
Okay.
And you're just going to answer them as quickly as possible and as honestly as possible. Like, don't even think about it. You
Listen,
ready?
I ain't got no problems being honest. So bring it
That's not
on.
what I
Let's go. I'm
heard.
hearing that. Who's that? What did you hear from the through the grapevine? What did you hear?
The streets be talking.
And I ain't for the streets.
Based off your Instagram posts recently, you're rivaling Erica Jane, so you might be for the streets. I don't know. I
I
don't
don't know
know.
who's.
I don't
Listen,
know.
okay, what Michael's referring to is the fact that I posted a picture that looks like it's a pro.
Nude.
That I was not naked. Okay, I had
He
a
was
pillow
put
covering my hoo
the
ha.
photo was one of those photos that you take and you post when you're promoting OnlyFans, basically.
Correct. AKA, go check it out.
Link in the
It's going to be in
bio.
the description.
Okay, let's play this game
All
because
right, I'm gearing up.
we
Let's do
you're
this.
out here trying to do a little ho 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 and it ain't Christmas yet. You ready?
But you know what? It is Halloween, so boo. I'm gonna shock you today, but let's do this. Let's do this.
All right. Now, this can be the answers. You can pull them from anywhere throughout your schooling days, from basic
Okay.
school all the kindergarten, wherever you're from. You call it something else, all the way to college or tertiary.
Okay, let's do this. I'm excited. I'm excited.
Who had the oh 10 question, guys? All right, ready? Go. Sexiest male teacher I've ever had.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
If you don't want to
Besides
give
my
their name, just say like grade 10 math teacher or something. If you don't want to say
okay,
their name.
sexiest teacher I had,
Sexiest
grade
male
eight,
teacher.
grade eight math teacher.
Oh, the math teachers are always packing.
Oh my
Sexiest
god.
female teacher.
Grade eight vocal teacher, the performing arts teacher. She was. Let me tell you something about her. She had long red hair, and listen. Her last name was
Wait,
Heller.
long red hair? Is that me?
Long
Is
red
that...
hair, tall, beautiful white woman. Long
Oh,
red hair. Her name was Miss
I ain't
Heller. She
white.
lived up with that name.
Most hated teacher by the school, not by you, but like the school
By the
hated this person.
school.
Yeah.
Okay, I can only speak for myself. I can't speak for others, but it was my seventh grade English teacher.
You love English.
No,
The
no,
teacher
no.
that believed in you the most.
Oh my God. Okay, that would have to be my dance teacher in high school.
The teacher
I love
that inspired you to teach.
Again, that would probably have to be my high school dance teacher. She is a big influence in my life.
The teacher you've had a wet dream to.
None. Absolutely, positively no. That's not the gig for me.
The subject you hated the most in school.
Science. Oh my God. Who likes
Why?
science?
Everybody does. The subject you excelled at the most in high school.
Math.
Really? Because of that man and his big old
I'm
booty in
dead, man.
class. Uh, if you were valedictorian, what would be the title of your speech?
I hate you bitches.
I know that's right. If you were to go back to your high school reunion, who would you want to see the most?
The mirror. No, I would. I'm still I'm still good friends with a lot of my high school people. So my close friends now. I would love to see them.
Oh, that's so sweet.
Yeah.
I wouldn't even go to my high school reunion.
Honestly, my 10 years coming up because I graduated 2012. So next year would be 10-year reunion, and that
How
is
is it you graduate? We're the same age.
no. You're older than me. Child, right? You're older than me, and I don't know what schooling's like for you, but
Rude.
I'm just saying, you know what? Call it shade,
Rude.
call it reading. I'm ready, but no. It's like you are borderline a genius or a genius, I would say, and you excel throughout all of your schooling from getting to know you. So we have two different like standards of what our educations were.
I remember my classmates in high school were trying to. We didn't have like an official reunion thing
Mm-hmm.
from the school, but some people on Facebook or whatever were linking up and like, let's get together for this. I think it was the 5 year reunion at that point, and I was like,
Mm.
in the group chat, just being silent, just looking,
Oh
scrolling and
wow.
reading people's comments, and they're like, "Who's in?" And everyone's like, "Yes, yes, yes." I was like, "Nope."
Have you? But okay, but like in those reunions, have you ever seen people when they had like a huge glow up, and you'd be like, "Whoa, child, I was looking at you back then, but now you kind of cute. You fine."
Ain't
Like
none of them glowed up. I'm just saying.
Michael was the glow up back then, and even now, he was the glow up.
I'm not one for small talk with things that like from what's in the past is in the past. I'm sorry. I'm not one to go and try to reminisce on that. I don't need to know what you're doing. I don't need you to know what I'm doing. If you have the internet, hey, you know what I'm doing. Um,
But you know what? It's. I feel like reunions are sometimes good because you get to catch up and you do get to reminisce. Like me, I know for a fact that I've had a lot of memories in high school. Like I came out senior year towards the end of high school to live my true authentic self. So I was like, I have so many stories, so many crushes, so many like just interesting things that I can just reminisce on with these people. And I feel like it will be a good time. So I look forward to it. And I look forward to reading people to see what they really look like. I'm like, ooh, you saw her?
I guess that's all the reunion is for, is just to see what everyone has done with their lives. I
Mm-hmm.
know already what a few of them are doing. Some of them
OnlyFans.
married, some of them got kids, some of them still doing God knows what that ain't
Mm-hmm.
good, and some of them just sitting at home chilling because they ain't doing nothing. So I don't need to go in a room, dress up, shower, put on clothes to go. No, no,
Why?
no.
But wouldn't you not want to show up and stunt a little and be like,
You see,
hey girl,
I don't have that type of
how you
ego.
doing?
If I had that type of ego where I wanted to show out and show off, oh, I'd be
Mhm.
there for sure. But
Because you
I
know
don't.
what?
I don't care.
I'm telling you, I would come into my reunion glammed out, fresh haircut, fresh cut, body got to get right. So I got a couple of months. And I would come in there and I would be like, hey, girl, wonderful, fabulous. Wonderful, fabulous. Oh, what's up, sister girl? Oh, I remember you. Don't know your name, but I remember, that would be me. I would be that guy. And you know what's so funny? Not to toot my own horn, but I really came out of my shell in high school because I wasn't like that in middle school. I was very timid. So I made a lot of acquaintances, as I would call them. So Yeah.
I'm only close to one person from high school. One
Really?
person.
Oh
Yep.
wow. Jesus. Did you have like a huge class?
My graduating class was not huge. I knew everyone in the class. We weren't like the best of friends or anything, but we were all very cordial and everything like that. But at the end of the day, I always knew that this was where it was going to end. These years of my
Mm,
life, it was going to be with you guys, and then after this, I was not going to carry you guys into the next chapter. I was going to go to college, I was going to meet
ooh.
new people, and when I went to college, I did meet a bunch of new friends and all of that. When I was done with college, I knew that I wasn't going to be able to carry all my college friends with me into my
Yeah.
adulthood. So a few of them
Yeah.
were there with me after college. Maybe there are like two people, well, today maybe just one, that I still
One?
kick it with
Wow.
from my college days. And it's like if any of the other
Wow.
friends that I've had throughout college were to hit me up and be like, "Hey, what's up?" I'll be like, "I'm good. How are you? If you're in my city, we can link up and have a drink." It's no nothing. It's just that we don't talk every day. And when we do talk, I'm not gonna be like spilling my business to you because we're acquaintances at
Because
this
we don't
point.
know
We're no
each
longer
other
friends.
like that. Yeah.
Yeah, we were friends
It's
when
a
I was younger,
different
but now we're just acquaintances.
funny. I'm gonna send you a photo after this of my graduating class. Huge, huge. I don't know if I showed you before, but so many kids. And the thing is, I know every single like person in that class, and every
Really?
single I know all their names. Yes, like I know all the names. Not saying we're close friends, but we definitely did have a lot of fun house parties and a lot of like senior skip days. It was, I had a really really good time with my graduating class from freshman year all the way till we grew until senior year and graduated because it was a moment in time. And I went to one of those big schools. Like I went to high school in Staten Island, which is far from me because I lived in East Harlem. So, but I needed to experience. I need to adventure. I needed to meet new people and experience new things. And I'm happy I did that. And I've also met wonderful teachers because if you listen to the questions, I'm closest with my dance teacher now, who actually brought me back. I posted a video clip and I sent it to you today of me dancing.
Yeah.
And that was me going back to my old high school to teach the girls and
Oh.
create a huge piece for them so they can perform for the dance company show. And she pays me to come back as like a guest choreographer, and they needed it for like their IB courses. And I'm just really, really grateful for her. She's probably the biggest inspiration I had in my life to today. Like I'm really close friends with her. So shout out to Nicole. I love her dearly. She's been a huge, huge light and just an amazing woman. So I'm very, very happy to call her a friend now.
When I think of my teachers and like who has had the greatest impact in my life, um, I don't, I don't know. Like there was one
I don't
teacher,
know.
like I don't know. There's one teacher. She was my home ec teacher. Yes, I did home ec in high school because
Oh, home ec?
I was
That's a
doing.
thing? I didn't know.
Now you know my age. How you doing?
Oh,
um, Miss Fletcher, I loved that woman. She was so strict, and she
mm,
was like one of those teachers that you would be a little scared of. But I respected her a lot because I respect authority,
mm-hmm.
and she was like my second mom at school. So
Oh,
I liked her a lot. She would always talk to me about stuff, and even with college applications and whatever, she'd be like, "What do you want to do? This is a good college," and she'd bring me brochures and like tell me about scholarship options and all these type of things. So even when I left high school and I went to college, I think I went back to my high school once, and she's the
mm,
only person I went back to see. I didn't want to see anybody else.
wow. You know what? It's so crazy when we talk about teachers that impact our lives, right? It's crazy to think
Mhm.
about it because where would you have been without these people in your life to influence you or help you develop and grow? Like for example, there's another teacher from my high school named Miss McKee, who I'm very, very close with today as well. She's a wonderful woman. Fun fact, I don't think I've ever said this publicly. So, news, y'all, I was in special education for a.
Wait,
Mm-hmm.
we've never even talked about this. I don't
I
think.
know I've never told, like, only a few people know. And we're friends, so of course I tell you. And I don't mind sharing my experiences on here. This is
Yeah.
this is the truth. Yeah, might see me cry if anybody's watching, and if you're listening, you might hear my voice break a little. But I was in special education for a very long time, and when I got to high school, I was embarrassed because this is a huge school and you have different homerooms for whatever you're studying. Like there's performing arts, there's law, like you had different homeroom numbers. And my homeroom number was in the special education section. So all my friends would always ask for my homeroom, like where would I go? And I wouldn't tell them because I was embarrassed.
Yeah.
And Miss McKee really like she stood up for me. She took me out of special education freshman year into sophomore year, and I got to you know be myself, a little more comfortable. But she always checked up on me for all 4 years. And during graduation, she got me the special gold plaque that said my name on it and said congratulations. And oh my god, I'm getting emotional because it's like, child, it was a tough time for me. Like just because when you're special ed, people label you as like dumb or an idiot or so. Yeah, I got bullied a lot, but thanks to Miss McKee and Nicole as well, they definitely influenced my life. So yeah, just very very happy for those of us. Woo.
Oh my God. Hugs, Danny. Hugs, hugs,
Hug.
air hugs.
Oh,
Uh,
child. Oh,
he's always
I
crying, y'all. He's an emotional wreck.
yeah I am
But we
like
love him.
oh thank you, I love y'all too. It was oh man, I don't really talk about it often, but this is the perfect time
That
to bring it.
is interesting because we talk about a lot of stuff. And I
Yeah,
feel
we
like
do.
I know almost everything and I did not know this. Um, but hey, you did the work and look at you now, you know?
I know.
I,
It's
I don't feel I don't even love the whole special ed thing, but I do know that people
mhm.
certain kids need special attention. Not everyone learns the same way. You are a
Yeah.
teacher. Well, like that's what you studied in college.
Yeah, I'm like I call myself an educator, and it's funny because as I was teaching today, as a matter of fact, I was going through homework problems with my kids because I'm teaching them. I want them to advance in their academic goals. I want them to achieve their academic goals, and I want them to like really study and read the questions. And I also give them like dance technique and skills. And it's funny because I was telling you this earlier, but I was not privileged, is the word I'm going to use, to have the dance technique growing up as a kid. So I went and got that, and now I'm giving it back to my community with my kids, all right here in East Harlem, so they can have, you know, equal opportunity as all the other kids do that do have the money or the resources to go out there and achieve what they want. So like that's big on me. I'm very big on giving back to my children. And I love my kids. As much as I complain about my damn job. I love
Yeah,
my kids. I love my
I know what you
kids.
mean. I don't know if I've talked about this on the podcast before, but you know this. I used to be an educator as well. Back in the day, I
Mm-hmm.
was a cool teacher. Hey.
Ooh, he was shimmy.
I didn't teach kids as young as your students. I had like adult learners. So most of the people that I taught were older than me. But
Oh
and a lot.
wow.
Oh
I say oh
yeah.
wow like I didn't know that. Oh
So
wow. I did that.
and a lot of them were like on scholarships or whatever too. So one of the things I agree with you. It's all about giving back. As an educator, sometimes you don't get the budget. You need to really do things for your class and give things to your kids or your I like to call them learners, your learners that would really assist them. And so I would have to take out of my pocket a lot to go and buy stuff
Mm.
and treat them and like give them resources that the school doesn't like provide or whatever, or things to
Mm-hmm.
to really enhance my lesson plan because I am all about creative teaching. I
Mm.
hate as a student, I hated when my teachers would come up and just like lecture me or read stuff to me or
Oh,
just force me to go read
I
things. I'm
know.
like, that is not how I learn. I've only
Oh,
learned that way in one class, and it was history, and I hated to read. And I think because my teacher was really young and hot, and they gave me this big ass history book, and they were like, you need to read all of this and then do all these papers. And
mhm.
I went home and I read everything, and I was just so intrigued by history. And so that's why I
Wow.
loved it. But outside of that, don't give me a textbook to go read. I hate that. So I
Yeah.
try to make my lesson plans very fun, interactive, and different. Make it visual, active, like whatever it is, because everyone learns different. I want
Engaging,
everyone to feel
right.
comfortable. Yeah.
Yeah, very much that. My teaching style. I like to make sure we are a community, we are all understanding, and we are a team, because we need to encourage each other. Even though there are some children that may have other struggles or difficulties, you don't make fun of them for it. You literally help them out, and we celebrate them for their differences. Everybody is not as strong as another child, or so on and so forth, because we all are just have different ways of learning. Like, well, visual, some people are visual learners, some people are, we just learn different. Like, yeah, I'm a visual learner,
Yeah.
I like, that's just me. But I do want to say this: shout out to all them badass teachers that I had too, because they taught me a valuable lesson. Not everybody's gonna like you. Okay, not everybody's gonna like you, and them teachers not liking me and challenged me. It challenged me to become a better individual, and it challenged me to achieve all my goals that I wanted to prove them wrong. Because some of them do that to push you, but some of them really just don't give a shit about you.
Were you a good
And
student?
I honestly was. I honestly was. I was timid in middle school. Like I said earlier, I was very timid, and I
I
kept
was
to
a
myself.
nightmare.
Were you?
Oh, bitch.
Not the Michael. Oh, so this is why the channel's called Too Much. This is why it's called Too Much. Oh, now we finding the truth behind
let me
Mr.
let
Michael.
me let me tell you. Um, I was good at school. Like I could do
Okay.
the work, and I picked up on things pretty quickly.
Okay.
But I was lazy. Oh, let me tell you,
What
they
you
would be
mean?
given work and like this assignment, this that. I'd be like, question, what percent of my grade is this worth? Oh, it's just like something for me to go do. I ain't doing it.
My my God. Michael has been in the library reading before he even got to school, y'all. He been reading. He be reading. Oh
And
my God.
whenever I get whenever I get my syllabus and I know the topics that are coming up, I love to read ahead because you can't have a smart mouth and not have nothing to back it up with. Because I'm like, I need to know what I'm talking about in class. So I go read ahead, and when it's time to talk about the topic in class, that ain't what really happened, y'all.
Michael was throwing palm trees. Michael was throwing palm trees left, right, front, back. He was throwing palm
I
trees
know for a
everywhere, y'all.
fact some of my teachers are probably like, I can't stand this little bitch.
But did they ever give you that impression like, oh, I want to strangle him?
No, but you know what? I did have an English teacher. She was such a sweetheart. She was really nice. She was new, a Miss. Oh God, I forget the names. Anyways,
But shout out
um,
to her.
shout out to her. She had braces. She was a little brown lady. When I say brown, like she was black. Like she was a black woman, but like with light skin. Um, I think that's Forrester. Anyways,
Mm-mm.
Forbes. It was Forbes. Miss Forbes.
I'm Miss Ford. I love that.
She taught literature, and she was just real. She saw me being shady and being lazy, and she would just like. I could see her sometimes like, oh Lord.
I know what I'm
But she
getting
was
today.
so patient with me, and she was just always like, "But Michael, this is what you." I'm like, "Oh, you have patience today."
Be like, and you know what? But you probably kept pushing like, I'm gonna get it today. I'm gonna get it today. I gotta go today.
No, you
Today,
know what?
because you got the win.
I didn't even think about it like that. I was just thinking about it like I don't want anyone giving me extra work to do. That's all that was on my mind. All that was on my mind is I don't want the extra work. So that was my biggest thing.
Wait, I had another teacher in high school. It was Miss Rivera. She was my math teacher, and I just have to. I don't know why this just reminded me of her, but I was like that in her class because I didn't like none of the kids in the class. So I was, And this is how me and her got cool. I was writing on the desk and I wrote my name like 5 times on the desk. And then the next day she goes, Danny, can you please start writing on the desk? I was like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. She was like, well, at least next time when you do it, don't leave evidence when you write your name 5 times on the desk. And I was like, oh, you're right. And I had a bond with her. And have you ever gotten into a fight in school?
Mm-hmm.
You did? Okay, but before
Yeah.
before we get into that, I got into a fight freshman. Oh, we're gonna get that one. We getting in that one. But freshman year, I got into a fight because I was the only boy who wasn't from Staten Island. And I got into a fight with the kid, and she came in to break up the fight. I saw her. I went from red to green, and she knew how to calm me down. That's how you know you have respect for somebody. So shout out to all those teachers.
I had a situation like that. I didn't get to green. I was still at red, and the person was in the middle, and they got it.
Michael was shaking the table. He was jumping. He became Batman up in that bitch. He was
my God. Who are some of your favorite students that you can recall? We don't have to call out their names or anything, but who are some of the students you've had that really stood out to you?
The ones that keep coming back to visit.
Oh.
Yeah, a lot of them I left a lasting impression in a lot of them, and I just love that they come back just to see me, just to say hi, and just like to say thank you for just pushing them to be their best selves for where they're at right now. And I always get emotional for it because I've seen these kids grow up. I've watched them grow up and seeing them to evolve to become beautiful young men and women. So, matter of fact, shout out to all my kids. Like, I have a special connection, and I make sure I do this for all my kids to have a special connection with each of them. So that way they feel comfortable to come to me. Like, even now at work, I'm the only person that they be calling, Mr. Danny, Mr. Danny, Mr. Danny. I'm like, oh my God.
Oh my goodness. When I was an educator, I would go to sleep, and in my sleep, I would hear people calling my name, students' voices in my head, in my dreams.
It was like a nightmare.
No one called me Mr. Michael. They called me by my last name. There would be a Mr. my last name. But I'm just gonna say Michael for the purpose of this podcast. If you don't know my last name, you don't need to.
You don't need to know.
In my sleep, I'd be like hearing Mr. Michael, Mr. Michael, and I was like, oh my God, because when you're at work, they call you so often, 150 times within the first couple sessions.
Oh,
you hear your name. So it just became a thing where I would hear it in my dreams, and then I was like, oh shit, this job is gonna kill me.
Yeah. Michael, I understand your pain. I would miss one day of work. I'll come the next day, the whole class, where were you? Oh my God, this person was acting up when you weren't here, and it's like
it's so funny because I know you deal with really young children, and I dealt with adults. But I had the same reaction from my adult. If I did not show up for sessions and the next week when I saw them, because it wouldn't be like every day. I had, because I taught different courses. So if I might teach one course twice a week or once a week. If I didn't come for the one this week, next week when they see me, oh my God, you canceled us. We didn't see you. Like, what happened? I'm like, I'm okay. Are you okay? Yeah? All right, calm down. Let's get to the class.
Very much that.
But I loved my learners. I miss that job a lot because it was very fulfilling. Mm-hmm. But, yeah.
Well, you know what? I want to say this. I just want to say this real quick. Shout out to all the amazing teachers I've had in my life. Shout out to all the inspiration that just is around me, the beauty, the love. I'm very grateful for it, and for my struggles going through what I was going through at the time, for them to help me out. It's life changing, and I'm very, very happy to be here today, just to say thank you to all of y'all. So that just touched some hearts. So thank you, and thank you to Mike for as well.
I second that.
Like what?
I didn't teach you.
But you know what? Girl, we're friends, you know what I'm saying? And I'm just happy for our friendship. Like, I really do value our friendship. I really do. And I'm happy to call you my friend. So thanks. Don't shout on me.
Oh. I second Danny. Like, thank you to all the amazing teachers that we've encountered throughout our lives. The ones that that hit me when I was younger, I ain't forget, but thank you. You did teach me something.
Exactly.
When I was in the first grade, my first encounter with getting like hit by a teacher hit me in the first grade. And I never forgave her.
They be hitting y'all? Y'all be getting y'all ass with? Oh my God. Y'all be like, bill. Oh, I'll be damned if a teacher hit me. That's when
Listen, I was in the first grade. It's like, what can you do? You're like a toddler. But anyways.
You can bite. You can bite the bitch. I would have been
It was a different time. This was a
angry
different time. I don't think anyone does that anymore. That's it for this week, guys.
Before we exit out,
give it to us.
T-double-O, much.
I can't do this. It's gonna mess up my life.
Much. T-double-O, much. That's it, y'all. Just gotta throw that out there.
Thank y'all so much for watching. If you're on YouTube, if you're on anything else, Spotify, Apple, Google, you know it, whatever. Thank you for listening. And leave a comment, rate us so more people can find us and share us with their friends. Love y'all for listening and watching if you're on YouTube.
Love y'all.
Bye. Hey beautiful humans, you've made it this far in this video. Why not subscribe to my Patreon? You can sign up for exclusive content I don't post on YouTube, or support me making content for this channel. Speaking of, why don't you watch another video?